morning, guys. Oh my god. I broke it. I play too much. I play too much. I play too much. I broke it. Good morning. So, today I woke up at 5:30 this morning to perform some community service. So today I basically volunteered at a 5K race.
It was NYC's Frozen Penguin 5K race.
So NYC's Frozen Penguin 5K race. They have races all over the city. However, this one was in the Upper West Side, Manhattan, and Riverside Park. Great. So basically, the race started at 9 a.m. and I arrived at 7 a.m. So about 2 hours prior to the start of the race to basically help prepare, for the race and set up a lot of things. So for me specifically, I was responsible for registration. So basically all the runners that came in basically checked in with me to make sure that they were there. I handed them their name bag or their name tag. I don't really know if there's a specific word for that, but I basically handed them their bib. It came with their specific running number and it had their name and basically I was gonna say like a metal detector, but some sort of sensor that worked with the system to see exactly what time they started and what time they finished the race. It was great. So basically I met everyone that was in the race. There were 600 people, about 600 people who registered for the event. Of course, probably about 450 to 500 showed up. Big crowd. I didn't even expect it to be that big, but it was great. Basically, I worked registration with 2 other young ladies. They were very nice, and I was the only one who was there for the first time. So they were basically, I'm the amateur and they were the pros. So they taught me a lot of new, different stuff and things to take in consideration for some things that I'm trying to do. So check-in was at the start of the race. The start where people before they. So basically, check-in registration was at the beginning of the race. So I'm right there. The starting line was right in front of me. So I got to see everyone start the race. So that was great. Another task that I did was as soon as they took off. Basically as soon as they took off, literally as they took off, it was like and then we took down the tent. So we took down the registration tent, packed up all the files and all those things, and then my next task was to help prepare. It wasn't really much food to prepare, but we had to prepare drinks. So we divided up like big water jugs into smaller cups and Gatorade bottles into smaller cups for the people when they finished the course. And also we had like bagels and fruits and stuff like that to give those who were hungry after the race or just needed some extra fuel. So that was great. We had like a lot of different bagels and stuff. So basically that was at the end of the race. For this particular race, the starting line and the end line, they were basically at the same place. So me personally, I basically stayed at the starting line and the finish line. So I got to see all the great emotions from everyone. At the starting line, they're all excited to start. They don't know what's about to happen, but they're excited. Even though they might be nervous, still excited. And at the end, and at the finish line, basically once they cross that line, once again, they're excited, they're relieved, the weight is lifted off their shoulders. So I basically saw all the positive emotions. As for other tasks, there were some people were responsible for like water stations, which basically they hand out drinks and beverages throughout the course. And basically there's also like people that cheer people on to keep them motivated, to keep them pushing through. So next time if I was to volunteer for a race, I would be interested in trying a task like that, because I think in the middle of the race or after you start the race, sometimes you get tired, or sometimes your fears might start to weigh on you, like, can I finish this race? Should I quit? Like, you know, that's just with anyone. Those kind of sometimes negative thoughts come in your head. It's what you do with them, but sometimes negative thoughts come in your head. And I also want, I would like to be in a position such as a water station where I can see people pushing through their fears or pushing through their body being tired. I want to see how they get through that, where I can also take tips. So that's something that I would do for next time. But like I said, overall great experience. Didn't think I would have that much fun. Definitely would do it again. I met a lot of great people. I actually met someone who's looking into something that I'm looking to do. I don't really want to say what I'm trying to get into in the near future, but she will be there. So maybe we'll have a photo together or something when I see her next month. So basically it was like, it's still a learning experience. What else? Why did I love this so much? Like, I had so much fun. The main reason why I volunteered was because I'm such, like, once again, I'm an amateur at this stuff. But so me being an amateur, I'm not familiar. Like I told you, this is my first race, attending my first race. I mean, I live in New York City, so I'm familiar with the marathons that they have, and I've seen people when they do bicycling races.
That may sound stupid, but like races, when they race with bicycles.
But basically, so I'm familiar with that stuff. I see the stuff, but I've never necessarily attended it. I never knew someone who was in a race and, you know, cheered them on. You know, I'm not familiar with those kind of things. So it was great to be in the atmosphere of a race. See the mental preparation, the arriving early, the not drinking too much or eating too much, the hearing the music motivation, being surrounded with families and friends. A lot of the people when I was at the registration desk, there were a lot of couples, like married couples. They would have the same last name and they'd be like, oh, we have the same name. But that was cute. But that's the thing, like, it was a lot of married couples, families, mother and child, father and child. So it was just great to see, like, friends come together too to support each other. And they were also doing the race. I saw little kids running the race as well. So basically, in seeing that, all shapes, all sizes, all ages, all ethnicities, all backgrounds, so basically it's a melting pot. No one's judging you for your weight, no one's judging you for your size, no one's judging for your capabilities, how fast you can run, even though in a sense they kind of are, but they're not, like, well, the other runners aren't, like, you know, judging you. If you want to take an hour to run a 5K, that's you. At the main point is just to finish. Anywho, I'm babbling about something that is irrelevant, but the point is I had a great time volunteering. Definitely would do it again, so look out for that. Although, like, you know, I guess I could have volunteered at a soup kitchen or the nearest hospital, I think that volunteering at these races is also equally as important, although it is a recreational activity, because a lot of these races, they do depend on these unpaid volunteers to keep the race going. Because without the registration, without the food, or without the whole setting up the race and the borderlines and all those sort of things, there would be no race. It would literally be no race. So yeah, I had a great time. I'm gonna say it again and again and again. Oh, what's that video? Again and again and again. Okay? So I'll definitely keep y'all posted. I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I have some interesting things up my sleeve for this year. Some of you guys who have me on Snapchat should already know that I already do these monthly goals. I've had monthly goals since 2018 started. And it's all for a reason. And one day you guys will know. So with all that being said, join a race, challenge yourself, or help support me challenge myself. I'm babbling. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.